Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Carmelita continued. Thanks for tuning in. Yes, you can see it in my eyes. I'm high. Yes, I am. Off that weed. Yes, I am. Because I know I'm not going to be able to smoke it for too much longer anyway, so I'm enjoying it for as long as I can. But it's kind of fucked up how the situation went about, but I ain't even going to talk about that. But I'm just saying. I'm not trying to show my whole living situation, but I just want people to know you can be quiet, you can mind your own business, you cannot do shit, but just go where you have to go, and then when you're not anywhere, stay in the house, but then you'll still get fucked with. As a TI, you will still get fucked with. And I know my eyes are looking how they're looking, but I'm in a relaxed state of mind, and I'm in my right state of mind, but I know it's extra bullshit going on, because I go through it. This is the shed behind me, thank God. This is where I smoke my weed in peace and quiet, so I don't smoke in the house. Because I live with roommates and stuff, and I don't want to smoke in the house because out of respect, so I'll come to the backyard and smoke. I'll do my little grounding, you know what I'm saying? When you're walking in the grass. Some people call it earthing or grounding, but it actually really does feel good. There's a lot of mosquitoes out here where I'm at, so I keep on kicking and shit, but I understand that sometimes it's hard to find places to be out in nature. When you want to be out in nature just by yourself, not worrying about how people are going to look at you crazy and all that type of shit. I know that feeling, trust me. So I'm blessed to be living in a space where, I live with roommates, and then, I'm in a quiet neighborhood for the most part, except for the bullshit I go through in it. But for the most part, it's a suburban neighborhood, so it's pretty quiet. But walking on grass, y'all might think I'm crazy, but you can actually, all those mosquitoes on me. You can actually look at YouTube videos with other people that talk about how earthing, or it's also called grounding. Sorry, I'm kicking the mosquitoes off me as I'm doing it, but it really does feel good to walk in the grass, you guys. It really does. I might look high in the face, I might look crazy, but when I feel, I want to say some things that might help someone, I do so. So I just felt compelled to, so I am. But, don't lose hope, you guys. It's too much beauty in the nature, in the world, I guess if you're not in a neighborhood where it's a lot of trees or grass you could stand on to do grounding or earthing effectively, I know that's frustrating if you don't want to do it, but when you have the opportunity to, please do so. It really helps. Really, really helps. You don't have to be high to enjoy it either. Trust me. Let me get my ass back in the house and I'll talk some more. The house behind me, they gangs talk me too. I wasn't trying to talk about that on this video, but just keeping it real, you guys. I just felt like running my mouth right now, but okay. Alright. Now I'm going to say what else I was going to say. Turn some light on, I guess, in here. But anyway, I got the flash on, so I'm good. But anyway, for people that have never in their life researched grounding or earthing, just type that up on YouTube. Grounding/earthing, or just the word grounding in nature or something like that. Look that up. That really, 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 when you put your mind to it and that's what you set the intention to do, that shit really does comfort your soul. It really does. Not trying to get emotional about it and all that shit, but I just know for me, I'm just going to say some things. Maybe this might help someone. I like to drink sometimes, sure. I don't drink as much as I used to, whatever, that's cool. I smoke weed occasionally, but I'm going through something right now, and I'm not going to be able to smoke weed like I want to anymore because of a case I'm in. So I'm an everyday person that got in some little minor trouble, but not really a troublesome person at heart. But, you know, everyone goes through their situations, right? So I'm just putting you a little bit in my life so you can kind of relate to me. If you, you know, need to be drawn to something that you can relate to get the message I'm getting ready to say in this video. But for someone, meaning me, that has a family history of depression, anxiety disorder, high blood pressure. I have a family history of diabetes, but I don't have diabetes or borderline diabetes, but I do have high blood pressure. I have generalized anxiety disorder, and I've been diagnosed with depression before as well. And I suffer from anxiety attacks sometimes too. Before I started doing things to help calm that down. But, okay, let me throw this away. I'm walking around and shit. Okay. Let me sit down. Oh, I love nature so much. You guys. You know, I know it's weird for someone to say that who, you know, isn't really known to talk about things like this, or, you know, just, it's weird to most people, but I don't know if this topic would even resonate with anyone who isn't on a spiritual journey or not. Spiritual journey, I'm sorry. I'm trying to talk right, I'm sorry. But whoever isn't on a spiritual awakening journey, I don't know if this would resonate with any person of that nature, but for someone that's on a spiritual awakening journey and still struggling with depression and anxiety and all that type shit there, grounding and earthing really does help. Like, I drink occasionally, yeah, but I'm not an alcoholic. And I do love to smoke marijuana, but I can stop when I need to, and I have in the past, and now I'm going to have to stop because I'm going to be on probation soon for some dumb shit. This wrong place, wrong time type shit, but it is what it is. But for someone that really loves smoking marijuana, me, hello, right here. For someone who really loves to smoke marijuana, and it really does help. I used to go to therapy, used to have a psychologist when I lived in California. I lived there for 5 years. You know, I wasn't diagnosed with depression until I'm 33 years old right now. I'll be 34 really soon, this year in 2020. But I'm 33 now. For someone who's been diagnosed with depression, generalized anxiety disorder, and high blood pressure, but mainly I'm going to focus on the mental part of things. But I feel that this really does help lower your blood pressure as well, you know, if you put your mind to it. But I just felt like someone, there's plenty of times that I've came across certain videos when I'm looking up a certain topic, and I've never been to their channel before ever in my freaking life. But then there's a message I needed to see at the time, and it just came right there on time, just because I was drawn to, like, click on that YouTube channel, or click on that post, or click on something online, and it resonated that much, you know what I'm saying? And then I started following them from then on, you know? So for someone that goes through that, or have gone through things like that, and really needed to hear a message from a channel I wouldn't think I would even find on my own if it wasn't from me on my spiritual journey, you know? Like, I've grew up in church. Like, I've been in 2 or 3 different religion churches. One of them being non-denominational, one of them being Baptist, and the other one being Mormon, okay? And the Mormon shit was in my childhood. So, from someone that comes from religious background at the time when, as a child, I just lived in a certain place and I just had to go to church or whatever the situation was. I was a child, so I just obeyed and whatever. So I was introduced to religion and all that type of stuff where I was in my childhood and everything else. But I really, I'm going to save one of those religions for a whole nother video that I really regret even being introduced to, but I'm going to save that for another video. I'm going to keep this one uplifting and positive and not emotional, unless it's happy tears, okay? So, from someone that comes from mental issues in the family, and me having depression and anxiety disorder, and being made fun of in my depression and anxiety. Like, I was diagnosed with depression at first, before anxiety disorder. So, I have a family history of depression. One of my parents had depression, so I was diagnosed with it in 2006, I believe. It's 2020. This video right now is the year 2020. And not understanding a lot of feelings I had, but then just always needed someone to talk to, but didn't have that fulfillment of having a good person to confide in when I really needed them on an emotional level type shit. Like, from someone who comes from a family who hates you because of something you didn't do, but something you're related to, and that's all I'm going to put it. From someone who comes from being hated from not even something you did, and you're just shunned in your family like that, and you felt it all your fucking life in your childhood, and then you have the courage when you're 30-some years old to ask a certain person in the family who's older and confirm some things you felt all your life, and they confirm it for you and make you feel like shit too, from someone who comes from being let down all their life, not being believed when you're sexually assaulted, all that shit. All that shit. It could be pain deeper than that. I ain't even trying to get in tears, but I did. I'm just saying, from someone that comes from pain. Okay? Pain. I'm not saying there was never good times in my life. Of course there was, but, you know, coming from pain a lot and trying to adapt to it and then try to make something good of it, and then shit always happens and happens and happens and blah, blah, blah. I'm just saying, if you're not on your spiritual awakening journey, I don't know what the fuck you're doing. I don't. I don't. You know? Like, I don't know anyone else who's like me. No one. I've known people who are black sheep of their family like me. I've met people who are, you know, like that, but not like me. I swear, not like me. Okay? And I'm not going to get deep into it because I'm not trying to tell that part of my story anytime soon. But I'm just saying, coming from somewhere where you only mostly had pain in your life growing up. I'm not saying I didn't grow up good. I was taken care of really well, but had a lot of emotional crap and generational curse crap over my head and didn't understand at the time. I'm talking about that type of shit. I'm not saying I was abused as a kid. I was not abused. I was not physically abused in any shape, form, because I don't want anyone in my family seeing this and be like, oh, she's lying. She's saying the family was just... No. I'm not coming from that part. No. I was never physically abused as a kid. None of that shit. I just dealt with a lot of emotional type crap, and, you know, it led to me knowing I had depression, all that type of stuff. That's all I'm coming from. So I don't want anyone in my family seeing this shit thinking I'm being disrespectful to the family. No. But everyone in the family that knows me or knows of me knows I am shunned in the family. Keep it real, okay? So there's no hate, there's no shade coming from me doing this right now. I'm just wanting to reach out to someone, okay? If you're not on your spiritual awakening journey, and you've been put through pain and just your life ain't been right, like years and years. Of course you had good times in your life, of course, but just major shit that's happened, it really just affected your life in a really big way, forever type shit. I'm just coming from a spot like that, you know. If you're not in your spiritual awakening journey, I don't know what the fuck you're living for, like. And I didn't want to say that saying it wrong. I mean, I'm just saying find something positive to get into to get through your pain. But I'm just saying when you go through your spiritual awakening journey, it's just a deeper level. It's fulfilling. If you're just, I love to drink and I love to smoke weed, but if you even love doing that and you don't like going too many days without the weed and all that type of shit, I'm just saying, you can stop if you had no choice or if you had a choice by going through a spiritual awakening journey. I'm just saying, like, you know what I'm saying? Just get into that. It's worth it. It's worth it. Okay? Look up some Victor Otto videos on YouTube. Shout out to him. One of the first videos I looked on, it was pure accident. Like, in 2018, the summer, I came across some videos. Maybe it was the spirit leading me to that part of my life to go through this what I'm going through right now. But I didn't even think about the topic of spiritual awakening or anything like that before I went through it. Like, it was just pure accident. I was on YouTube looking at videos, this and that, and I came across a video. I was curious and was like, whoa, I'm going to study more on this, and I'm going to go deeper into that topic and this and that and this and that. And it just led me to just go deeper in it and change my life and change my mindset on certain things in life. Because that's what you're first going to do. Shit ain't just going to change like it's a process, okay? I'm not going to get into all that because I already didn't talk too long anyway. But I just felt like someone had to really hear that message. Whenever you hear it, it was meant for you to hear it, because I done been through scenarios and times recently from the time I did this video, and this is August of 2020, okay, the year 2020, but there's times I've been through like just quiet time alone, and I just click on something, oh, what's that about, and then I just subscribe to them, and I study more things, and it just changes my life. I know. So if you're meant to look at this video and change your life, or look into things to be open-minded about looking into it, then you're meant to see it. Okay, so God bless you. And, you know, if this helps anyone, I'm glad it did. So this would be the only time I'm going to cry on camera, motherfuckers. I wouldn't try and do that, but I'm just being funny. I'm not trying to be disrespectful, so... Alrighty, so just if you're ever like on your journey and you've never tried grounding or earthing, try that, please. It helps. It really feels good. You can look up different ways to do it, but me, I love walking on the grass. The grass like feels so freaking good. Digging your feet into the dirt, like goddamn, that shit is good to me. But there's other way to do grounding too. You just gotta look that up, you know what I'm saying? But if that's all you got to make yourself feel good and help, I guarantee you it was meant for you to do. Trust me, coming from experience. Like doing that, what I showed my ugly ass feet, you know, in the grass for like 10 minutes, you know what I'm saying? That shit, it really builds my spirits, and it like really helps me feel better. Maybe because I set the intention for it to really help me feel better, but I don't know, but it really does help. From someone that really loves to smoke weed, and I'm not going to be able to smoke it no more, really. A few days after this video, today, whatever date is on here, a few more days, I ain't going to be able to smoke weed no more. I'm going to be on probation and shit like that, like all that type of shit, so... I've already started smoking less anyway, so it is what it is, but it really does help, though. From someone that thought that needed therapy and a psychiatrist and blah blah blah. Like, I'm not even on antidepressants. Like, I haven't been on my antidepressants since today is I believe August 14th, 2020. Today's Friday. If I didn't say the date right on this video, I will pin it on my comments on my channel, so I'm not worried about that. But you know, grounding does help. Earthing, look that up, you guys. Shit helps. It's not a high, it's just something that, it's therapy for me. That's all I gotta say. So for someone that probably needs to hear my background, the way I got kind of emotional, just know anyone can go through anything, and it could be worse than my life obstacles I mentioned in this video. But I know everything can be worse than the next person's testimony or story. But just know, coming from pain, period, from childhood, like, come on, like, you know, pain is pain, you know. Emotional abuse is just as bad as physical, but physical and emotional is bad because you're feeling it, and as well as feeling it internally in your soul. That's bad. But, you know, physical, that's bad as well. But I'm just saying, coming from pain and all that type shit there, and trying to find something to keep you afloat, keep your ass afloat in life, like, research spiritual awakening type topics and get into that if it interests you, and it will change your life. I promise you. And if you never heard about that topic before, you heard it first from me, Carmela A. So, thanks for tuning in. Hopefully I never cry on fucking camera ever again, but it's alright though. I keep it real, so it is what it is. If I post it, I post it. If I don't, I don't. But if I do post it, I appreciate all my subscribers and everyone tuning into this video, and God bless. Peace.